Hello po and magandang hapon. And happy anniversary to us. It is our first year anniversary kasi po last year on April 5, we started this live stream blog. So, I'm really excited and happy na nakaabot po tayo ng 1 year. Kaya lang I'm also sad na andito pa rin po tayo sa COVID. Yun pa rin po yung issue. At sa dami po ng COVID positives ngayon at wala pong mapagtanungan, we decided to hold another Q&A of Ask Dr. Ana dito po. So, I'm Dr. Ana York Bondok. I am a pulmonary and critical care specialist. I am based here dito sa probinsya and I'm ready to answer all your questions. Again, please follow us on YouTube. Our YouTube is Dr. Ana York Bondok and we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. So, please tulungan niyo po kami sa FB. We are going to only have a short portion today kasi busy po itong araw na to. So, please leave your questions below and sasagutin po natin. Okay? So let's start. I saw a lot of questions already. So let's flash the first question and let's go. Again, I'd like to remind everyone, this Q&A is only for general purposes. Kung talaga pong hindi na maganda ang inyong nararamdaman, it is time to go to the emergency room or it is time to call your personal doctor. Okay, so let's go. Let's start. First question.
From Miss Juvie Cebu. Good morning po. Watching from London. Happy Easter.
Hi, Mom. Can you please flash the questions already? They are in the poster.
Yes po, Doc. Minamigrate lang po ni Miss Kat ng ating model. Opo.
Let me
Yes
help
po.
you by reading one of the questions. Ako na ho ang magbabasa. Okay? So, there are a lot of questions that came out. Nalagay po. So, we have 16 questions na here po. Okay. From Miss Kathy Rodriguez. Parang about ivermectin ito. Parang series of questions. So, from Ma'am Kathy, Dear Doctora, nowadays, this is so popular, especially in the Senate, and some doctors are recommending it for the possible treatment of COVID-19. A parasitic drug was found to be the inhibitor of SARS-CoV replication in the lab. And even two congressmen urged scientists po to consider this drug for alternative treatment. So I guess Miss Kathy is talking about ivermectin. Ito. Dear Doctora, is there a possible drug like ivermectin which is known to block replication of SARS-CoV, the virus that causes COVID-19? And is it FDA approved? Okay. So I already did po a series on ivermectin. Thank you for this question, Miss Kathy. But these are the following facts about ivermectin. Okay, number one, it's an old drug which was discovered in Japan. Ang nag-market po ng ivermectin was Merck, M-E-R-C-K. So, lagay lang po yung ivermectin. I will type it po for the knowledge of everyone. For those who don't know where the questions are, they are located in the poster. So 1 second lang po, ha? Opo. Okay. And then ivermectin. Yes, that's how to pronounce it. Hindi po ivermectin, okay? Ivermectin. Para social ang dating nyo since you know the pronunciation. Anyway, number 1, old drug. Number 2, discovered in Japan. Number 3, marketed by Merck. Number 4 po, highly used po in Africa. Ito po, this is for parasitics po, for what we call onchocerciasis. I cannot even pronounce it and don't even write it down, okay? Also known po as river blindness and filariasis po. Filaria. These are parasitic drugs, okay? They are considered safe kasi they're given po, parang iniiwan na lang po in the community. And then they are given to persons in Africa. It's very cheap drug po talaga. And it has been very effective po doon in eradicating or talagang controlling po these two parasitic illnesses. Ngayon po, it is widely used by vets. Yung dogs ko po naka-ivermectin for parasitic mange. Ano po yung types of mites na uma-attack po sa dog. Sa persons naman po, ginagamit din po yung ivermectin for head lice kung may kuto or scabies, which are ano po, mites na take over the skin and intense itching. Ivermectin has been shown in the lab to have some lab lang ha, not tao, lab. Okay, lab, laboratorio, hindi pa ho natetest po sa tao. Has been shown po in the lab to be helpful daw in prohibiting or stopping or slowing down po the replication of the SARS-CoV virus. But it has not been tested in humans for this purpose. We don't even know po the proper dosing po sa mga tao. So, ang advice ko po sa ivermectin is it doesn't even have an FDA approval po sa Pilipinas. So, ang advice ko po dito, some people are illegally importing it and selling it po, selling it without the proper authorization. Ang ma-advise ko lang po, let's wait for the FDA po and to give us the proper ano pong dapat gawin because we don't even know the dosaging. Hindi po siya na-test sa dosages, okay? Number two, there's really no proof except in the laboratory. And proof po sa tao, nobody has conducted a clinical trial yet. Yung mga nagre-recommend ng mga doktor, baka po sana they will be the ones to conduct the clinical trial. Merck has refused. And I would hesitate po to buy sa kung saan-saan lang po. Kaya kaso, we don't really know po kasi when we don't pass through the FDA and we don't buy it po from the authorized source, we don't actually know kung ano po yung tinitinda nila. So buy at your own risk po talaga yon. Whether na-hearing na siya sa Senado, na-hearing po siya sa Kongreso, they can make the hearing all they want. But the most important po is where is the data of the drug? Is it safe? What is the dosing? And saan po nakuha ng mga tao po itong mga pinagtititinda nila? Yan po ang problema ng Pilipinas. We are scared of vaccines which have been tested, which we know the dosing, but we are excited to try things that have not been tested properly po for this purpose. So my advice po sa mga ivermectin is the House and the Senate are not the arbiters po of safety or efficacy. And number two, let's just wait na lang. If you want to use yung mga tinitinda po ng ibang tao, again, at your own risk po yun. Okay? So yun lang po.
Okay, next question. These are from the poster again that you posted. Though madami na tayong pumapasok ngayon, Doktora.
Maraming tanong. Okay, both the poster and the go.
Kat, ako muna, may hindi pa tayo nabasa. Later na yan. Okay. From one of our viewers, Doktora, what are the side effects you experience with Sinovac?
Ay naku ma'am, excited akong to tell you. And really, somebody asked me, her name is Miss Mirna Mata, she asked me directly, wala po talaga akong naramdaman na side effect. So, again, it is different from everybody. Ito masakit na masakit, Reyna. Alay ko. I read an article na those who are young experience many side effects at yung mga matatanda, konti lang. So siguro ako matanda na. But seriously, I don't know, I read that, okay? But honestly, I didn't feel anything from Sinovac. But again, it's different from others. For everyone. Yung mga iba pong nagka-AstraZeneca and some of the Sinovac, yung iba po nilagnat ng konti, sinat. So they stayed home, the next day they were fine. Yung iba po, nabigatan yung kamay. Yung iba po, parang sumakit po yung inineksyonan nila. And yung iba po nanghina. But that's about it. And the next day, they all went back to work. May advisory po from abroad, some people took paracetamol after the injection. And we all know this, tayo nagpapa-inject ng mga bata, yung iba naman nagpapa-inject ng mga pets. Actually, sa pets, you cannot take a bath for 3 days. Sa mga bata naman, sometimes really they're advised to stay home and to take kiddie paracetamol. So, ako, I felt fine. I hope you will feel fine too. Okay, next.
Okay, Doktora, from another viewer from the poster that we posted, this is from Miss Joy Bugayong Lustre. Is vaccination safe for stroke survivors? I have temporarily declined free vaccination for PWDs without prior consultation with my neurologist po and rehab doctor. Nagets niyo po, Doc?
Nice stroke sign. She wants to know if she should be vaccinated. Mom, you should be vaccinated.
Kaso Doc, ano daw
Uh,
po na-decline daw po siya for free vaccination for PWD without
Hindi siya
prior consultation.
without prior, you know what, ano, gumagawa lang tayo ng ano, eh, ng mga people are just wanting to be safe. So, wala naman hong masama if you text your neuro, 'di ba, na magpapabakuna ka. But there are only very few absolutes po for not vaccinating. One is an anaphylactic reaction or talagang severe allergy talaga na natubo ka or na EpiPen ka or na ER ka to any vaccination, okay? Specifically also to the elements of the COVID vaccine. And number three po, if you have an immune deficiency, very rare po talaga yon, super rare, okay? So those are the absolutes na hindi po pwedeng mabakunahan. Yung ibang may sakit, wala naman pong masama na mag-hello lang po through text sa doktor nyo na magpapabakuna kayo. But otherwise, it is safe. Okay? So, ma'am, kung pwede po kayo magpabakuna since you're a stroke patient, go na. And wala naman pong masama that you text your neurologist. Nag-iingat lang po. But actually, in reality po, there is no need for all of these clearances. But wala naman hong masama.
Okay, another question from the poster. Doctora, I'm getting depressed. What should I do?
Sumama ka sa akin, I'm getting depressed too. Well, actually, the whole situation is depressing. Ano po, the fact that we are on another surge, na ECQ na naman, marami pong nawalan na naman ng trabaho, bumagsak na naman yung business namin. But you know what? There is hope, and that hope po is the vaccine. So, if you have been called, if it's your turn, please take that hope. Kasi yun po yung hope natin. Otherwise, paulit-ulit lang po tayo na ECQ. So, to be depressed now is normal. Try really your best na labanan po yun. At kung hindi nyo na po talaga kaya, then it's time ho to seek a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist. One of the things that really worked for me was to eliminate all nega Facebooks. I stopped following a bunch of people last week, Reyna. Yung mga nagpo-post parati ng ilan na namatay, gano'n. Alam ko na sa DOH yun, I don't need to hear that from you. So it really helped me, I have to say. So iba-iba. But if you are depressed, try to remember that you're not alone. Seek help from your family. Try to keep yourself busy. And kung talagang hindi na po kaya, seek help. Okay?
Yeah, okay, another question. Doctora, what vitamins should we take to avoid COVID? Please.
You should take vitamin mask and vitamin social distancing and vitamin face shield. That's really the best. Pero wala naman pong masama to keep yourself healthy by eating a good diet. Number two, one multivitamin a day. Okay po yan. And number three, if you are obese, please magpapayat na. Kasi you cannot, number one, ano, for serious COVID is age. Siyempre, hindi naman natin pwedeng magpabata, no? But the number two, predictor of severe COVID is obesity. So, get yourself in shape kung kaya mo lang. Okay? So, yan lang po. Wala naman specific vitamin, ma'am. Yung zinc, vitamin D, vitamin C are not shown to be helpful. But my point is, wala naman hong masamang uminom. Isa lang, ha? Huwag yung sobra-sobra.
Okay, Miss Kat, tapusin ko lang po yung question sa sa poster ni
Yan,
Doktora.
yung mga ano muna, yung mga post, yung mga questions. Sige, kanina pa yan.
Poster.
Kawawa naman si ma'am.
From Miss May Lopez Mercado, Doktora, gaano katagal bago umepekto ang vaccine sa tao na vaccine na rin po ako ng Sinovac?
Ma'am, after the complete 90%, no death, no hospitalization, I know ICU, ganun po. That's 2 weeks after the second dose. So right now you have dose one, you have to wait for 2 weeks after the second dose. After dose one po, umaakyat na rin po yung antibodies mo. But we really have not yet specifically measured that. Actually, sa UK, and this is something that the Philippines should really look into po, sa UK, in their rush po to vaccinate everyone, pinospone nga nila yung second dose eh. Kasi they felt like after everyone got one dose, malaking baba na yun ang rate nila. So the Philippines should look into that. But anyway, one dose meron ka ng antibodies, pero the complete protection is 2 weeks after the second dose. Okay?
From, okay, Miss Kat, please flash. From Miss Teresa M. Tungol. Good afternoon po, Doc. Yung kapatid ko na-expose sa COVID positive. Na-expose siya nung last week Wednesday. As of now, wala naman po siyang symptoms. Posible ba na nahawa siya? Bale, 5 days na nakalipas.
Posible. What is she doing? Okay, your sister was exposed to a COVID positive last Wednesday. Okay? Ito, I'm presuming na totoong exposure to, as in like kumain together, maybe same household, maybe same office, gano'n, na hindi lang yung gumanon lang, ha? Hindi exposure yon. So I am presuming na matagal yung exposure and it was prolonged, okay? So yes, it is possible that she might have COVID because day zero pa lang ho nung Wednesday. So today is day 5 na ba ngayon? Day 6. So ngayon lang ho lalabas yung symptoms. So it's possible po na she still has COVID. It's possible naman po na kahit walang lumabas na symptoms, eh may COVID pa rin siya. That's the asymptomatic COVID. So your sister has to stay in her house, locking the room, and not going out for 14 days kahit na wala siyang nararamdaman. Okay?
From Mr. Ross Ramos. Good afternoon po, Doktora. Ingat po kayo at sa lahat, lalo na ang mga Kapampangan. God bless po.
So Ross, eto lang there's 1,000 plus positive in Pampanga. There is 4,000 plus positive active case right now sa Bulacan. So ito lang ang sinasabi ko ang Pampanga para siyang blockade. Okay? Pag nahulog na ho yung Pampanga, dire-diretso na yan sa Centro Luzon, Ismayano. So, I mean, all Kapampangans, let's work hard. Let's protect ourselves. Let's stay at home. Let's support our mayors and our governors sa kanilang ginagawa. Mga barangay captain, manalig po tayo. Kasi 4,000 po yung katabi natin, tayo 1,000. So, pag bumagsak, it's like a dam, Reyna. Pag bumagsak yan, goodbye.
Buti na lang, Doktora.
That's not good.
Alert.
Okay.
Yeah, buti na
Yes.
lang alert
And
ang mga
ito lang. Right now po, I'm really sorry. I've been getting so many texts and messages. Doktora, can we bring our relatives from Metro Manila to Pampanga? Kasi hindi na kaya ng Bulacan, puno na po yung buong Bulacan. Okay? So, ito lang the moment na napuno na rin ho, like let's say naging 4,000 na rin ho si Pampanga, mapupuno ho yung mga ospital dito and then we'll have to rush to Tarlac na. Wala na. So talagang para tayong dam, okay, na nakaganon. Pag bumigay na dito, wala na.
from Miss
Okay.
From Mr. Jason Silaran. Hi Doc, good PM. Ask ko lang po, pagka nagpabakuna ka po ba, magpa-positive ka sa RT-PCR test kasi di ba po COVID din yung ini-inject sa'yo? Just curious lang po, Doc. Salamat po. God bless.
There is no relationship po between having a vaccine and having a positive RT-PCR. Totally different po yon. Ang COVID po na ini-injection po nila with your vaccine is dead, inactivated. Yun po yung Sinovac, which is an inactivated COVID. This is a technology po since really a long time. In fact, this is one of the first vaccine methods developed. Patay na po yun, as in patay na patay, as in hindi na po babangon yon. It cannot replicate itself in your body. It cannot po. Okay? Yung mga iba pong mga ini-inject po sa vaccine, these are parts of a spike. And yung iba po, messenger RNA na lang, which is like part of gives na lang an instruction to your cell to produce antibodies. So talagang wala na po talagang COVID doon. The body cannot produce a disease. There will be no disease produced by a vaccination, by a COVID vaccination, kasi super patay na po yun. Okay? If you became positive from RT-PCR, it is not because you were vaccinated. It is because you were exposed and nalanghap nyo po yung COVID. Okay? Not from the vaccine. Hindi po yun mangyayari ever. Okay? Okay, next po. Ay, this is from Carla. Carla, how are you? Kaibigan ko po yung mommy ni Carla. Please read. Parang na-disconnect ata si Ma'am Reyna. So, ako na lang po. Hi, Doktora. Good PM. What are your thoughts about the Lianhua capsules from China, which were approved and recommended by Benher Abalos, who is currently using also by Bongbong Marcos. Ma'am, oh no, FDA approved si Lianhua. But I just read the PISMID guidelines. That's the Philippine Society of Infectious Diseases. Yun po yung pinaka mother society po ng mga doktor. They do not recommend Lian 1. But it was approved by the FDA. So, if you want to take it, I guess, okay naman. Na-approve naman siya ng FDA. Opo. But it's not recommended by infectious disease doctors. Actually, gusto kong i-guest kasi there's a UP doctor po, si Dr. Philip Nino Tangatwe, who is also a Chinese medicine doctor. So I'm actually quite curious about this. So, again, it's FDA approved. So, it's better than
Okay.
not approved. Opo.
Miss Maricarla Dimo, bakit po advice ni Doc Alan sa mga patient niya yung IVET? Baka yung Ivermectin po yung yung tinutukoy niya dito, doktora.
I don't know kung bakit ina-advise. Siguro I am the wrong person po na tanongin. Siguro you have to ask Dr. Ivan? Alan?
Doc Alan.
Ano po ang Dr. Alan?
Yes.
Opo. Ma'am, I don't know Dr. Alan personally. I also don't like to listen to things which are not FDA approved kasi gugulo lang po yung isipan ko. I'm waiting for the proper doctors and the FDA po to approve it, and once they do, then go. Otherwise, I guess we will have to ask Dr. Alan that question. Ba't di niyo po tanungin si Dr. Alan? I really can't answer. I'm sorry. I do not know also.
Okay, this one, tatapos na po natin, Miss Kat. Next question, from Miss Juvie Sibog. Dapat po ba nagpa-vaccine ng AstraZeneca? Di pwede po ba magpa-vaccine ng Pfizer? Thanks po.
Well, the only vaccines that are available in the Philippines right now are Sinovac and AstraZeneca. So even if we want to get Pfizer, it's not available here po. And then number 2 po, one of the major problems with Pfizer is the cold storage po requirements, which is minus 70. Sa Pilipinas po, we are really not that technologically, we're not that technologically ready. And, archipelago po tayo. I do not know if we can keep it minus 70 from Aparito Holo. So, once that minus 70 drug po becomes, bumaba po yung temperature niya, let's say naging 0 na lang, di ba? Kasi minus 70. Di na po natin alam kung ano po yung efficacy nun. Wag po kayong magpapaturok ng mga dapat po na malamig, tapos hindi na po malamig. Kasi masama yun. Opo. Basically, they need to keep the cold chain or the cold storage. Okay? Next po.
Okay, next question from one of our viewers. Doktora, kailan po kami tatawagin? We are senior citizens to be vaccinated.
Meron pong, actually yung best friend ko, a person with disability, natawag na po siya at nabakunahan na sa Mandaluyong. Kasi iba't iba po yung I think iba't iba po yung pace ng bawat munisipyo, ng bawat probinsya. And I do think that they will be prioritizing Metro Manila kasi talagang grabe na po doon. I hope you will be called soon po.
I do have that same hope, Doktora, for my elderly.
Oo, kasi nasa Metro Manila kayo rin na.
Nasa Pasig po kami, just to give you an advice. Dito po sa Pasig, nakakatapos lang po ng mga frontliners. Nasa senior na po, pero batch 1 pa lang po ata. Tapos may ginagawa po. Yes.
What I think about Pasig, kung yung driver nga ng mayor bumagsak na, what do you expect?
Yes. So,
I mean, one's driver is really very close to one's heart. Pag umabot na talaga sa ganon, it's really out of control.
Yes. Okay. From one of our viewer, Dear Doktora, bakit po napupuno ng sobra mga ospital? Ayan, magandang tanong, Dok.
Oo nga po eh. Well, napupuno po yung mga ospital because the moment someone has COVID, no, naging positive, kung pwede lang, syempre, gusto nating pumunta sa ospital, di ba? So, can you imagine 10,000 a day rushing to the hospital? Oh, 15,000 pa nga ng isang araw. So, hindi po kaya yun ng ospital. Okay, granted na magstay home na po yung mga mild, out of 10,000, let's just say 10,000, out of 10,000 po, the statistics have shown that really 20% po will require further care. The 80% po will be mild to moderate and they just can stay in their house. Ang problema po is the 20% that's gonna be rushing to the hospital every day. 2,000 po yan isang araw. Siyempre, once they go to the hospital, hindi naman ho check-up lang and then uwi, no? A lot of them will be admitted. So, once they're admitted, they're really gonna take up space kasi 2 weeks po si COVID eh. So, na-gets mo ba yon, Reyna? They will occupy the bed and then they won't go home. So, when the 2,000 tomorrow comes, wala nang kwarto. Oh. And then, aside from that po talaga, and at the hospitals also, aside from the physical beds po, ma'am, yung marami pong groups. Like for example, the groups of nurses were were quarantined. Oh, tapos nagkainan together yung mga medtech, and then nagkainan together yung mga radtech, nagkainan together yung mga sikyo. Oh, na-quarantine lahat sila. So, aside from the beds po, yung hospital personnel is also important. So, yun po yung mga reasons. Kasi number one, people are indeed rushing. Kasi ito lang ang problema rin na kasi isa pa yan na in the UAE at sa ibang mga advanced nations, which the Philippines should do, once they send you home, kasi sa Philippines, pag sinabi lang home quarantine, bala ka na sa sarili mo, doon wala kang doktor. Sa ibang bansa, when they say home quarantine, somebody will call you up at least every 3 days. Nakuha mo yon na doctor o nurse. Dito sa Pilipinas, pag sinabi lang home quarantine, bahala ka doon sa bahay mo. No one's gonna call you. And yun yung masama. So, of course, yung mga nervous na mga tao, di nila alam kung sumasama na sila. They rush to the hospital. Talagang na-overwhelm po talaga yung hospital. One of the things that we should institute dito po sa Pilipinas is home quarantine with nursing or medical support. Nagets mo yon, Reyna? Somebody needs to call up the people at home and ask, kumusta na po
Malapit,
kayo?
yes. Doktora, alam mo, malapit na akong mag-offer niya virtually. Kasi nakakaawa, hindi nila alam ang gagawin. I'm really sorry to say,
But,
pero
yes, but again, remember, once you accept that, may legal responsibility ka rin dun sa taong yun.
agree. Pero 'di ba nakakaawa naman po
Pero
sila. Wala.
kailangan talaga. Yes. Ay, kawawa naman talaga. That's why we hold the Q&A para people can ask questions. Obviously, I cannot, kasi kung magpapakonsulta ako isa-isa, hindi na talaga ako babangon dito. But, it's very practical rin, and kung talagang feeling mo by listening to me, kailangan mo nang pumunta ng doktor, go na. Okay? So, yun ho yung mga reasons. Because we lack home care support. Number two, we lack bed space. And number three, napapositive rin po yung mga empleyado ng ospital. Okay? And number four, our health infrastructure, hindi ho ganon ka-robust. I think we
Yes.
have only 1,500 ventilators sa Pilipinas. So, can you imagine that? So, yun po yun.
Ganun kalala po, doktora. Di po kami nananakot.
Ganun ka bad.
I'm just telling you the truth. Tama po?
Pati yung mga mayayaman po talaga and can afford, they have no place to go.
Okay.
Look at Miss Claire, okay? Miss Claire owns a bus company. Miss Claire could probably buy the hospital, but what happened to Miss Claire? It's so sad.
Yes, that is so sad. Kinwento nga po nung...
Nangyari yun ng bus company, hindi lang kung ano. But
Yes.
she was really waiting. Kung talagang wala na ho talaga. People are, as I told you, people are messaging me daily. Meron ho bang sa Medical City Clark? Honestly, hindi ko po alam. And I'm just trying to do my best by answering questions din po. Okay?
Yes po, doktora. Dear Doktora, mild lang po symptoms namin. Can we stay at home?
Ayun nga ho yung sinasabi ko eh. The Philippine government is now encouraging people to stay in a government quarantine facility po. Ako, I prefer to have a government quarantine facility. Pero if the barangay says that your home is okay at meron ka namang space, then I guess you can stay in your home. Kaya lang, and again, wag sana po kayong lalabas. We do not have the police powers to stop you. But talagang, if you love your family and may concern ka rin, wag kang lalabas. Wag kang lalabas ng kwarto. Hindi man lang bahay, kwarto. Okay? So yes, you can stay at home.
From
You can also listen to us on YouTube.
Yes, we have a YouTube channel po. Please like, share, and subscribe. Yes, from one of our viewers, Doctor, how to stay safe from COVID variants.
Pareho lang po talaga. Um, they still spread the same way. Somebody asked me this, ang ganda ng tanong nito eh. Is it still spreading the same way? Yes, it is still. So it's primarily po respiratory in nature. Droplet po, kaya nga 6 feet yung distansya po, no? Pa ganun ho yung hulog, pa ganun eh. Okay? And then yung mga aerosols that are floating in the air, that's why we wear the mask and that's why we wear the face shield. Ang problema lang po talaga sa variants, parang mas nakakahawa siya talaga. But definitely, same way pa rin po. Pero, I guess, even stricter pa. If like before, you like to eat po sa SM dahil nakakatuwa and guilty rin po naman ako, eh ngayon, ayoko na talaga.
Okay, from Timoteo Al. Doktora, may tamang timing po ba sa pagbabakuna? Keep safe.
The timing of the pagbabakuna, if you had COVID 90 days po, 90 days. And wala naman ho talagang timing except that when you are called for your second dose, please try to go. Kung nakalimutan nyo po and pwede pa rin naman po pumabol. As I mentioned po in the United Kingdom, they postponed the second dose and people were still okay. Pero again, try to keep naman ho to the schedule.
Okay, next po. Doktora, bakit po bawal kumain with others? Paano naman kami kakain ng mag-isa?
Well, you know what? It is the Filipino custom talaga that meal times is parang main event sa Pilipinas. Walang nangyayari sa Pilipinas na walang kainan eh. But unfortunately, that is the time na, di ba, sipag-sipag mo mag-mask, sipag-sipag mo mag-face shield, then pagkainan na, since you don't want to eat alone naman, then you tell your office mate, o tara, kain na tayo, then apat kayo. Then, of course, you make chismes about other office mates that you don't like. Oh, sorry, but you know what I mean, okay? So that's the time talaga na nagtatanggal po tayo ng mask and as we take off our mask and we start to make chika-chika with each other, nagkakalat na rin po yung virus. And unfortunately, ito talaga, in most factories, ikaw Reyna, di ba, in the hospital, gaano ba kalaki yung pantry ng mga nurses, di ba? Maliit lang yon kasama dun yung di ba, everybody keeps their food in the ref and then may CR doon. Oh, gaano ba kalaki yun? Oh, ikaw in your experience as a nurse, how big was the pantry?
Wala nga kaming pantry, Doktora. Kasi I
Yeah.
may practice po, just for everyone to know, may practice po is on public hospital because I'm a government scholar. So, pag kumakain kami, Doc, I can imagine, nasa isang table lang kami, tapos, yun na yung pantry namin. Swerte po nung
Then
iba.
kwentuhan talaga, that's part of it eh.
Yes,
And dun
yes,
ho nagkakalat talaga ng COVID, unfortunately.
yes po. Totoo po yun.
Okay?
Next
Kasi
po,
ingat-ingat natin mask, face shield, pagdating ng pagkain, wala na. Yan po. Okay, next.
from Miss Mary Grace Navarro, Doktora Ana York Bondok, depressed po ba maraming iniisip kung ano-ano ang iniisip? Salamat po.
That is one of the possible reasons po. Actually, sounds more like anxiety, mami, which is so common ngayon. And actually po, to experience anxiety now means that you're a normal person. Kasi, pag hindi ka naman na-anxious at parang normal lang lahat, ang tawag doon, manhid na at bato, masama rin ho yun. Kasi, may ibang na rin ho yun eh. Ang masama lang po talaga sa maraming iniisip, is when it takes over po at hindi na po tayo, we can no longer do our job. We can no longer function po as a family member, as a wife, as a mom, as a sister, as an employee. Pag gano'n na po yung situation at hindi na po natin naalagaan yung sarili natin, then it is time to seek help. Okay? For example, you're so nervous, you cannot eat or sleep, seek help na po talaga yun.
Okay, malinaw po. From Mr. Harold Delim Ramos. Doc, 8 days na akong naka-quarantine. Kailan po possible bumalik yung panlasa at pang-amoy?
That is a really good question po because not much has been studied on the loss of sense of smell and taste. Kasi parang ma-focus po tayo on saving the person's life eh. Pero actually, malaking bagay po yan talaga and it can cause anorexia kasi pag wala po tayong gana, we do not taste what we eat. It tastes like cardboard literally po. Sometimes we lose gana to eat and then it can also cause depression kasi people, for example, Reina, you derive a lot of pleasure from food. Then you cannot taste anything for a long time. It can really sadden you po. So, some people po recover quickly. As soon as their COVID goes, they can eat and taste na po. Yung iba naman, it takes time. And some of the people need po yung kanila pong try and yung taste various foods. Halimbawa, matagal na, like 1 month, hindi pa po bumabalik. May physical therapy po ng sense of smell and taste. Okay?
I am
But
not
most
saying,
of it,
yeah,
most of it will come back po as soon as you get better. Pero meron pong nagtatagal. Yes,
yes.
I'm
Hindi
sorry.
naman, doktora, I am not saying na nakakagamot. All I'm saying is nakakatulong po. I-try nyo po yung aromatherapy, yung pag-amoy-amoy po ng mga different sense of smell. Yun.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good thought.
Next po. From Miss Eleni Santos, doktora, tanong ko lang po, yung Astra vaccine, okay lang po ba yun, senior? Na po, kasi nanay ko, natatakot po ako magpa-vaccine siya. Salamat po.
Ma'am Eleni, mas ma-concern po tayo if your mom happens to get COVID. Baka po mamatay. So, I would, ang dami na po, 400 million na po na bakunahan sa world. A lot of them are, in fact, sa ibang bansa, they really started with the seniors. And nagpa-party na raw yung mga seniors ngayon sa Amerika. So, pabakunan nyo na po.
Dok, ako lang, nalulungkot lang ako may mga nagsisirculate na balita na yung pagkamatay ng isa, hindi naman daw talaga COVID. Alam niyo po, pagod na po ang mga doctors and nurses. Hindi na po nila kayang gumawa ng mga ganong classic story. So, please spare us with those kind of story na may namatay daw po, doc, tapos kinausap ang family ng doktor. And sabi daw po, ilagay na lang daw po COVID ang ikinamatay. So, wag niyo na pong spread yung mga ganong news kasi pagod na po ang mga doctors and nurses and healthcare workers.
Are these people na spreading na fake yung COVID, ganon? Wag naman po tayong ganon.
Oo,
Opo, this is really,
it's real.
parang malungkot po yun sa mga namatayan and those who are waiting outside today in the tent. Okay, it's not okay to say these kinds of things because tomorrow you might be the person waiting with your lola in a tent and then you're not gonna be sorry that you said that. Opo.
Okay, thank you so much for that kind thoughts,
So
Doktora.
last two questions na po.
Yes, from Miss Alicia Latoha Musni. Sorry, as per Doktora, last two questions na po tayo. So, tomorrow or sa next na episode po natin, i-carry over natin. Tama po, Doktora? Kasi,
Opo, yes, of course, walang maiiwan na tanong. Don't worry
yes
po.
po. Pwede po bang magpa-vaccine yung mga maintenance, 62 years old na po ako, from Miss Alicia Latoha Musni?
Hindi lang po pwede, dapat. As long as you're not allergic to any of the components of the vaccine, and you are not and one with an immunodeficient disorder, you can get vaccinated. In fact, you should get vaccinated. Opo.
One more question from Mr. Osmer Vergara. Dito ba sa
Hi,
Pilipinas?
Sir Osmer. Sir Osmer is a master teacher from the Macabebe Central Elementary School and a very good friend. Sir, how are you?
Dito po ba sa Pilipinas, isang brand lang po ba ang ginagamit for vaccination?
Sir, currently we have two, Sinovac, which is the one from China. Ako po nabakunahan ng Sinovac. And AstraZeneca po, which is the one developed po in the United Kingdom. And a lot of AstraZeneca is the one approved po for seniors. So if you are a senior, then AstraZeneca po kayo. Ako po, personally, I have been vaccinated by Sinovac and I feel fine. Gagawa rin po ako ng mga YouTubes on Sinovac sa totoo lang and Astra sa totoo lang. Just 5 things to know para po you can make a decision. Also, 5 things to know about the vaccine if you are hypertensive. Ganun po yan. So, sa inyo pong lahat, I know there's so many questions. Grabe. Marami pa ba, Rains? Or konti na lang?
Doc, marami pa po. Na-miss
Okay,
po
don't
nila
worry.
po over the
We have
over
all
the
the time, talagang sisikapin natin iisa-isahin natin yan, okay? Because, unfortunately po talaga, kulang talaga tayo ng information and kulang po tayo ng interactive, yung sagutan at tanungan lang po, which I think is very helpful to persons. Kasi kung minsan lecture lang ng lecture yung tao, ayaw mo naman palang alam mo yun, hindi yun yung concern mo eh. Okay? I don't want to listen to your whole entire lecture. I want to listen to you. I want you to answer my concern. Hindi ba yun, Renz? A lot of times talaga, kulang tayo ng situation po na gano'n na ang dami pong nile-lecture eh. Kaya lang wala naman sumasagot na gusto ko yung importante sa akin, yun yung harapin mo. Okay?
agree
So
ako,
sa
Doc.
inyo po, I mean, what do you think? Di ba tama yun? I mean,
Tama po. Kasi Doc, nagiging one way mostly pagka lalo na sa ospital, nagmamadali. We don't, we are not,
even sa social
um,
media, nagiging one way. Lecture ng lecture yung mga tao.
at saka hindi natin nalalaman yung sentiments ng majority kasi we're just talking on the side na point of view lang natin yung naririnig natin. Tama po ba?
Oo. Tsaka, if you promise to read everyone's question, talagang they're really gonna wait patiently because they really wanna know the answer to their question. At sa kanila rin, importante yun eh. Sa atin, one thing I learned as a doctor, ha, sometimes what you think is important, hindi pala yung importante sa pasyente. Meron silang something touched their heart, something made them nervous, something that they want to clarify, and they have no place to ask it. So that's why I hold Q&As for persons kasi marami na hong mga lecture dyan. You can hear it all on the internet. Pero yung somebody's gonna take the time to answer your question, iba yun eh. Okay? So
Doc,
to everyone po, yes,
wait lang before we end. It's our anniversary po. It's April 5,
yes.
2019. Yes, that we started this. And we would like to thank also the brainchild of this, which is Dr. Ana Yorkbon. Doc, maraming maraming salamat, Doc, sa inyong, kung wala po ito, hindi po maliliwanagan yung mga, malilinawan yung mga bagay-bagay na hindi po kayang itanong ng mga normal or yung mga citizen natin na nanonood po ngayon. And sa mga viewers po natin, maraming salamat po sa pagsubaybay.
Yes, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm happy na 1 year. I'm sad na 1 year kasi parang dito pa rin. But don't worry po. I'm very positive. There is hope. That hope is the vaccine. There is something that each and every one of us can do, which is to be informed, to be vaccinated, and to spread the good news. Okay? So sa inyong lahat, happy anniversary. Thank you for joining us. We'll still have giveaways. We'll give giveaways this week para masaya. 'Di ba? So sa inyo pong lahat, to everyone who was our guest, thank you. To everyone who sent questions, thank you. And to everyone who continues to support us, maraming maraming salamat po. Thank you everyone. Happy anniversary.